Inside of the Third Reich, there were many different prisons in which thousands of people were taken to their deaths inside of different execution chambers. Those who were rounded up were often tortured inside of prisons such as Plötzensee, but within that site there was a guillotine where thousands lost their heads. The Nazis took the guillotine and made an all-metal structure, and this smaller and more compact device was so efficient that people could lose their heads in just a matter of seconds. It was incredibly ruthless and brutal, and over 3,000 people lost their lives on the guillotine or the hanging beam of Plötzensee Prison. Today we look at the guillotine used there. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. Plötzensee Prison inside of Berlin opened in 1879, and it is still used as a prison today. But during the Third Reich and Hitler's time in power, it became a site of terror and execution. Plötzensee was one of 11 central execution sites selected in 1936 upon the orders of Hitler, and each of these sites were operated by a full-time executioner who was tasked with carrying out the rising number of executions. As Hitler took power, those who were in defiance of the Nazis were executed in these facilities, and specifically the method deployed inside of Plötzensee Prison, which was utilised thousands of times, was to begin with the guillotine. The fallbeil, or falling axe as it was known, was used throughout the Third Reich's time in power to execute 16,500 people, and roughly 10,000 people were executed in the final 2 years of the Second World War on the device. Thousands died inside of Plötzensee on the guillotine. Hitler later ordered a hanging beam to be constructed inside of the execution chamber. The convicted were executed on the guillotine inside of a purpose-built execution chamber, a brick building inside of the courtyard. In their final hours they were visited by a priest if they wanted, and if this was allowed, and they spent time also shackled in the condemned cell on the ground floor, closer to the execution chamber. Prisoners were walked from their prison cell and out into the courtyard, where the executioner was waiting for them. They were taken by the executioner's assistant, and their head was then shoved and locked into place under the guillotine blade. The executioners found it eventually quicker to bring someone's death if they just held someone under the blade, rather than securing them to a tilting board, but within roughly 7 seconds from someone entering the chamber, their head could be taken off. Many men and women lost their heads in this way, and they then had their bodies sent away for medical experimentation. The executioner of Plötzensee Prison became very rich for his work, as he was paid a bonus per execution. But the guillotine of Plötzensee was a ruthless and brutal device which utilised maximum efficiency, and it claimed the lives of many brave people who faced a sharp and slanted blade. Thanks for watching. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe, and once again, thank you so much for watching.